So welcome again, guys. Welcome again. Encrypted block here, right? So the Terra Luna Classic, they are gonna fall drastically, as I was saying, because of the news with Do Kwon. So let us try and see if we can go here and see what's happening and say crash crypto. Or okay, let's do crypto crash. Right, so Celsius network plot comeback after a crypto crash. Okay, cool. Okay, this is why Bitcoin and Ethereum is crashing. After 2 trillion crypto crash, what happened next? Okay, cool. Okay, so let's type in Do D. You see there? Do Kwon. So it's like very fast there. So Terra co-founder Do Kwon face arrest warrant in South Korea. South Korea issued arrest warrant for Do Kwon. Luna dropped nearly 50%. Wow. So this is Yahoo, right? So a court in South Korea has issued an arrest warrant for Do Kwon, the founder of Terraformlabs, escalating its probe into the crypto ecosystem, whose two tokens lost $40 billion in value in a span of days early this year. Luna, the new token of the revived ecosystem, dropped as high as 48.4% to $2.03 a piece on the news, which was earlier reported by local media. Before recovering slightly, the South Korean court has issued arrest warrant for 6 people, the news outlets reported, adding that the prosecutors believe the individuals have violated the nation's capital market rules. Okay, cool. So terraformlabs, so-called stablecoin UST, and cryptocurrency Luna dramatically implode in May after investors lost faith in the efficacy of its fundamentals. Major crypto exchanges, including Binance and Coinbase, delist the token and discontinue several of its trading pair. Many exchanges have since revived limited support for the old token. Kwon said in an interview to Coinage last month that South Korean prosecutor hadn't been in contact with him, and he hasn't been charged with anything, even though law enforcement is barring his employee from leave. Oh, wow. Even though law enforcement is barring his employees from leaving the country. It's kind of hard to make that decision because we have never been in touch with the investigators. They are never charged us with anything, Kwon said in the video interview. South Korean prosecutors raided the home of Terraformlabs co-founder Daniel Shin in July as part of a probe into allegation of illegal activity behind Terra's collapse. You see it? So these are the kind of nefarious things that has been happening. And if they can see this, right, why can't we, the investors and the community members, see these things, right? So they sort of suggested that they think that the developers, those guys very close to the project, they are interfering with the price, whereas price manipulation is concerned. And if they can see that, why can't we see it, right? So all of these things has to raise a red flag, and this was just courtesy of Yahoo News, Yahoo Finance, right? So all of these things, right? These guys are very dishonest. They are very dishonest in what they are doing because they think that they are smart. They think that they are smart and they can go ahead, manipulate the system, cause massive implosion, as what Yahoo Finance said there, right? And then run off and don't give a damn about you or anyone who lost their money. Just like that, because of things that they could have avoided. Because if he hadn't print more tokens, the price just wouldn't fall to that low, and even even if it had fallen to that low, it would just come back up. But when he has been printing more tokens, that's what caused the price to fall even lower. Oh, I have a stuffy nose. Oh, and I don't know where I caught this damn thing. So, alright, so Bloomberg business. Right? So, Terra co-founder Do Kwon faced arrest warrant in South Korea. Court in Seoul issued warrant for Do Kwon and 5 others. Allegations include violation of nation's capital market law. Okay, cool. A court in South Korea issued an arrest warrant for Do Kwon. But even with this situation, don't think that, after all these months and so forth, they have been contemplating to figure out what to do with him. This is not just coming from Seoul. This is coming from Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam really wants him because a lot of US persons got wiped out. So Uncle Sam is really the person who wants this man right now. So it's not coming from Seoul. They are just using Seoul as as a cover up. It's just Uncle Sam want him because of what had happened. And Uncle Sam is really against these kind of stuff. Because when their citizens get wiped out like this, then it poses a real threat. So, whose implosion earlier this year sparked a global crypto rout. The court in Seoul issued a warrant for Do Kwon and 5 others on allegations that include violation of the nation's capital market law, according to a text message from the prosecutor's office. All 6 individuals are located in Singapore, the prosecutor's office said. Do Kwon didn't immediately reply to an email seeking comment. He found himself at the center of one of the crypto biggest blown up when Terra USD, also known as UST, crumbled from its dollar peg and brought down the ecosystem he had built. The collapse in May shook faith in digital asset sector, which has yet to recover much of the losses. Do Kwon followers refer to themselves as lunatics. Yeah, and lunatics are not very smart kind of people. They are not smart at all. So, yeah. In reference to Luna, another token that was part of the ecosystem, he helped to create. The price of both tokens tumbled to nearly zero, a shadow of the combined 60 billion they once commanded. Wow. After the crash, Do Kwon moved on to create a new version of Luna, and this was what I was talking to you about in the previous video, right? Before he had just work on what was here, because it's like something bad happened to your house, and instead of building on the current foundation, you go and create a different foundation, right? So persons are like asking question, why not build on the old chain? Why go on a new chain? Right? So this guy is just insane and he wants what he wants, but trust me. So Terra unraveling triggered investigators in South Korea and the US. What did I say? I said that Uncle Sam wanted him. That's what I said. Terra's unraveling triggered investigations in South Korea and the US, as well as renewed regulatory scrutiny of stablecoin, digital tokens that are pegged to an asset like the dollar. Stablecoins are a popular vehicle for investors seeking to park cash away from more volatile kind, and they make it easier to move funds onto crypto exchange. Well, not necessarily, because any cryptocurrency you can move funds onto any exchange with it. It doesn't mean that it's very difficult to do, right? So in July, prosecutors raided the home of terraformlabs co-founder Daniel Shin as they probe in the allegation of illegal activity behind the collapse of the Terra UST. Do Kwon has said he plans to cooperate with the time when cooperate when the times come. In an interview with the crypto media startup Kindness, they floated the prospect of jail time. Kwon said life is long. Okay, cool. So this is just what's basically happening to him. And I frankly do not feel sorry for what he has, what he's been through and what he is going through, because you have an opportunity to do the right or do the wrong. You have to make a decision for yourself, and this is just what he has done. That's caused a lot of pain and sorrow for a person. So he's in Singapore. I know Singapore is not much of a country that do extradition, if my memory serves me right. So maybe he doesn't get himself in any trouble. So this is just basically that. So he is in a country that doesn't. Let me just check here if Singapore do. Hey Google. Do Singapore do extradition? Hey Google. Does Singapore do
here you are.
Hey Google. Does Singapore do extradition?
According to SingaporeLegalAdvice.com, Singapore currently has extradition treaties and arrangements with over 40 countries.
Wow. So that's bad news. If he is really in Singapore, that is bad news. That is bad news. Not the right thing that we wanted to hear. Not at all. We didn't want to hear that. That is very bad news. But guys, this is just what had happened, and I hope you guys who had been hit hard learn. Maybe if I had funds at the time, I would have been hit also. But these things do happen. We just have to take it with a grain of salt, and as Do Kwon said, life is long. So we just have to live and learn. Just live and learn, and don't do stupid thing. Do not follow people. Think before you invest. I'm not an investment advisor. So do your own research. I'm out.